What's going on, everyone? It is Paul, the 920 trader with 920 Trading and Trading Decoded. Today is Thursday, March 14th, 2024, and this is how we traded SPY today. But before we get to the chart, what we're going to do is ask you to, if you like our videos, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you can get notified, obviously, when we drop new content, which is just about every day and sometimes on the weekends. Also, don't forget to leave us a comment. We would greatly appreciate that. And share. We would also appreciate that. So let's get to the chart. So here's what we're looking at. Now, before we start, we had a couple of different things that came out this morning. We had PPI, which is the producer price index, and that's basically the price that the producers pay and this type of thing. So those can, generally not as much as CPI, consumer price index, but these can move the market in pretty big swings. So we had that report came out right at 8:30, so right on this candle right here. And again, this is the 1 minute chart that we're looking at right now. Came out, we had a nice little drop, and we continued to drop the rest of the way through pre-market. But here's what we're looking at. We're looking at a pre-market high sitting up here at 518.33, pre-market low, which happened pretty late, 516.59. So just by looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, I got $1.80 to work with from pre-market high to pre-market low. We'd like to use that as kind of a metric. You know, if you're under $1, generally speaking, it doesn't work out that well during the day. But $1.80, I'm thinking, okay, there is a little bit of room. All of these other lines in through here, folks, this line is a midline. I was just looking for something kind of between pre-market high and this 30-minute zone. It really didn't represent too much other than I kind of put that as a midline. So it's not a 30-minute double top. It's not a 30-minute double bottom or anything like that. Not even necessarily a target throughout the day. I was just kind of using that as an intermediate line between these two zones right here. The vast majority of these other lines also represent 30-minute zones. A couple of these are double tops and double bottoms that printed throughout the trading day. So let's get into the trading day. Let's see what happened. And right off the bat, you're going to see this thing. You're going to see it in all its glory, folks. Look what happened. It happened again today. So we're going to watch. Remember, we've got this line right here. It's a 30-minute zone, folks. 517.15. We tried to touch it back to the upside. I got a beautiful double cross to the downside, pretty close after open. So 13 minutes after open, we ran up, could not get through. I would have been looking at calls if we were able to breach this 517.15. I would have looked for calls, but we were not able to do that. So at that point, I said, okay, let's see if we can breach this again to the upside. At that point, I would have looked at calls. But because we did not, we were not able to, we came through the VWAP. I don't remember specifically where POC was at this time. Probably pretty close. We can make the assumption that, close to, not a death cross because we opened under VWAP. But anyway, double cross to the downside. And again, a double cross to the downside happens when you open above the 9 and close below the 20. Now, double cross to the downside. This next candle, is kind of a fun little candle. I was thinking, what, did I put on a bad trade here? But we didn't close. My stop would have been the top of this candle. I would not have let this thing go to VWAP. We're talking essentially about a 30-cent candle, right around in there, 30 or 32-cent candle. That's about as big as I like to go, folks. On a 30-cent candle, you could be looking at a pretty decent loss if it goes against you initially. Okay, so anyway, you took that double cross to the downside. We are working through zones. Got all of these zones down here. Folks, this is about the cleanest $2 move that you will ever see in the market. I had a couple of people that asked me, they said, okay, on this particular play, where are your safe entries? Okay, so safe entry number one is going to be, in my opinion, this double cross. Now, you could have taken this rejection off of this level, 517.15 up here, but we never touched it. Now, had we touched it and rejected, that would have been a safe entry. Another safe entry would have been this candle right here where we breached VWAP and held below VWAP to the downside. Would have been hairy just for a few minutes. Not too bad, though. If you took that candle right there, you probably did very, very well. Actually, I had a good friend of mine who took a position because we did not breach, or we breached 517.05 back to the downside. He took an entrance in here. But for me, I wanted to breach these levels right here. So your safe plays on this play, here they are in order. Number one, the double cross to the downside. Number two, this candle 2 minutes later. So at 9:45. So why was this a safe play? This was actually a safer play on this candle than it was on the double cross, only because you have very, very well-defined risk at this level right here at 516.59. If it moves against you, you've got a really short stop. You don't have much exposure if it goes against you. Followed by this candle right here. So on this candle right here, you've got a little bit more risk. So you essentially have 30 to 44 cents. So you have 14 cents of risk. Now this candle, this next candle right here, so at 9:47, again, these are 1 minute candles. You're talking about a lot more risk on a big candle because essentially we are at 32 down to 74. You're talking about a 58 or 60 cent candle at that point. Now you could say, okay, we printed this candle. Anything that closes above this level, so this 516.06 level, that will take you out of the play. But remember this, folks, the further you get away from a very, very well-defined entry, okay, and again, we must predefine our risk. The further away you get from your level of risk, obviously, the more difficult it is to trade, only because your level of risk is a ways away. So, number one, predefine that risk, and you want to take those plays direct for puts. Take those plays directly below a major area. So you can use VWAP, you can use POC, you can use a 30-minute zone. You've got a pre-market low in here. You can use any of these major lines as your level of risk. That way, if the play goes against you, you know exactly where you are going to get out of the play. And again, predefine the risk before you ever get into the play. So consequently, this thing ran. And again, this is about the cleanest $2 move that you're ever going to see. This was my target right down here, folks. So this 514.26, we tested it a couple of different times, and I closed out the trade right in here. We retested the 9, made a nice little lower low over here. I missed out on some move. Yeah, well, I missed out on $1 worth of move back down here. I could have taken this play, a recapture back at this level, or even a capture of this line down here to take it back to the downside. But at this point, I'm thinking, okay, let's just take a few deep breaths, regroup, and see where we can go for our next play. Now, there were some members that said, okay, we got a nice double bottom here. They breached this. They got into the fishtail on this candle right here and took it back up to VWAP. Very, very, very nice play to the upside. I did not take that play. As a matter of fact, I didn't take a play for quite a while. And we had some really, really nice crosses both to the upside and to the downside. Again, this would have been a decent play coming through VWAP down to this level again. Would have been a very, very nice play. I missed a really clean play off the top in here. Had a little cross to the upside, got through VWAP, and you're thinking at this point, you know what, we're through VWAP. We could go test this area again. We could, but guess what? It didn't get up there. Again, I didn't take any of these trades in here. Had nice crosses to the upside, nice crosses to the downside. Now, at this point, what are we? We're 3.5 hours into the trading day at this point. 3.5 into the trading day. I said, okay, let's see if we can take a VWAP. Okay, so I don't call out my trades. But on this particular trade, I said audibly, shorting at VWAP. I didn't say it's time to put on a play or anything like that. I simply said shorting at VWAP. I was going to use this 515.16 up here as my stop if we breached and closed above this level. So I said shorting at VWAP. I took this candle and I took it down to, again, this level down here. At this point, this was a very, very well-established line. So we're looking at 513.98. Now, I'm going to show you something very interesting at this level, and I will show you on the 30-minute chart. So let's find that level down here, that 98 level that I'm talking about. Where are you? So the 98 right in here, folks. So at this level right in here, let me move this over just a little bit. We had super, super, super good support. And I said, folks, if we can breach this at some point and get a little bit of movement back to the downside, we have a lot of room back to the downside. So what happened? Well, let's just take a look over in here. Let's see. Anyway, took this play. It's getting big. There we go. So back to this play right here. Took this play, and again, that's on the 3 minute. Need to look at the 1 minute. So that's back to your 1 minute chart. Sorry about that, folks. We failed to get through this area. Remember, 513.98. Remember, thin volume, nothing but thin volume below this level over here. Let me pull up that 30-minute chart again. And at this time, there was super, super thin. This is the volume profile. Super, super thin volume below this level. We put down a lot of volume in this level. But at this level earlier, there was very, very little volume. So we failed to break and get through this level, so I closed out the trade right in there. Didn't take anything to the upside. I missed this trade. It was a dirty trade, a little bit dirtier trade back to the downside. Could have potentially stopped out when we breached this 20 back to the upside after we hit this target again, 513.98. But I figured, once we get through that level, we're going for a ride. And folks, it went for an absolute ride. Beautiful ride. Right around in here. I was coming back from lunch at about 1:30, so right in here. And I almost took this double cross to the upside, but I did not make this play. It was a beautiful VWAP run. Beautissimus Maximus, beautiful VWAP run. So your entries on this particular play, again, we tested this level down here, ran back up, made this almost this little inverted head and shoulders pattern over here. We got the left shoulder, we got the head back to the downside, and we got another shoulder line over here. What I said was in this area, I said, folks, I'd like to come down and test this 17 line again. If we test this 17 line again, I'll take this second cross to the upside. It didn't give me an opportunity because it just ran up. And again, beautiful VWAP run to the upside. We had a little bit of bounce around. Missed this play to the downside, tried to push up. You could have made the assumption that we picked up more buyers in this area and pushed it up, but it didn't. There was a very specific line that I was looking at right in here. I think the level was 86 or 89, right in here. We did not breach this area right in here back to the upside. So I said, okay, well, we had our POC right around this area at the same time, folks. So right around 514.70. We got into the fishtail, and this was another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful clean run to the downside. So we're taking out levels left and right. The levels that I was looking at to get through was this 514.40, 514.26. And again, once we got to this 513.98, I knew we had thin volume. It bounced around for a couple of minutes, never breached the 9, back to the upside, folks. Never breached it. So we just started on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful collapse back to the downside. Now, at this point, folks, we have 45 minutes left in the trading day. Not a whole lot of time. So I said, hey, guys, wouldn't it be great if we got up here and made a run to VWAP? And guess what it did? And again, I wasn't in on this trade. This would have been a beautiful late day trade, folks, but it'd been a really, really good day up to this point. You get to that point in the trading day and you think, you know what? I'm just going to take a few deep breaths, just kind of relax a little bit. Again, missed this trade to the upside. What did 350 candle do? 350 was right in. Let's see. I think it was green. Was it green? Oh, it was a nice doji. Look at that doji. Look at that. And then it just ran. And there was our VWAP run, folks. We got the VWAP run off the bottom. Overall, a very, very, very nice day. Now, let me do something, folks. I did this a couple of days ago. I'm going to do it again. This is how clean the chart looks if you take off every single line on your chart. This is how clean it looks. It is super, super, super clean. Now, the reason for the lines, folks, is those give you the nice targets throughout the day. Again, you know exactly where your 30-minute zones are. And again, we have some 5-minute double tops and double bottoms interspersed. Again, you can see just how clean it is without the lines on the chart. So there you go. It's just very, very clean. Okay, I'm going to put those lines back on the chart. There it is. So again, folks, that is how we traded SPY today. It was a great day in the market today, folks. It's a great day. Now, I can tell you this. If you enjoy our videos, please consider giving us a like and subscribe that way. And don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way, when we drop new content, you will be the first to know. Also, leave us a comment. We always appreciate the comments, folks. And don't forget to share with your friends and family. We would greatly appreciate that as well. Now, if you are interested in live daily trading, so every single day, folks, so 5 days a week, as long as the market's open from bell to bell, we are doing live daily trading at our live trading Discord. It's called Trading Decoded. So head on over there. We're going to give you the first week for free. If it works for you, wonderful. If it doesn't work for you, hey, folks, that's fine. We're just going to give you that first week for free. There's absolutely, positively no pressure to sign up for our service. Now, if you're interested in the 920 strategy, head on over to 920trading.com. The entire strategy is there, folks. Everything from A to Z, from soup to nuts, is there. The only thing that it costs you is a little bit of your precious time. And again, folks, remember, time is your most precious commodity. So that's how we did it, folks. I hope everybody had a great day. More than anything, again, I hope you followed your trading plan today. Red or green, folks. Red or green, just always follow your trading plan. So we're going to do this again tomorrow, folks. We're going to trade tomorrow. We're going to have an update video at the end of the day. So I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. Trade well, be well, and we will see you in the markets.